Let's talk about a frustrating truth that a lot of brilliant engineers, just like you, face, especially if English isn't your first language. You've got the skills, you've got the experience, but still you're not seen, you're not heard. You speak up in meetings, but you get passed over. You explain your ideas, but people don't get them. You know your work adds value, but somehow others miss it. And maybe you've started to wonder, is it me? Is it my English? Am I just not good at communicating? Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm a communication coach for software engineers. And if you've ever felt overlooked, misunderstood, or like your impact isn't being recognized, this video is for you. The good news is you're not alone. I've coached over 100 software engineers, including folks at Google, Meta, Airbnb, and other top tech companies, and they face the exact same challenges. The bad news is you're what I call the invisible expert. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 3 of the biggest reasons this happens, and more importantly, how to fix them. So, what makes someone an invisible expert? It's not your intelligence, it's not your skills, and it's definitely not your accent. You might see yourself in this zone if any of the following sound familiar. First thing is a lack of clarity. So you're in a meeting, you explain your solution, but people don't get it. They ask you to repeat it, or even worse, they just ignore you. Later, someone else says almost the exact same thing, just with more structure, more clarity, and their idea gets the green light. The cost here, missed influenced, missed recognition, and over time, that adds up to missed opportunities and missed promotions. The second thing is a lack of connection. You're technically strong, but in group settings, it feels like people don't really listen. You struggle to build rapport. You're not the one stakeholders turn to for opinions or decisions. And the result? You're left out of key conversations. You get passed over for leadership moments, not because of your ability, but because of how you show up. The third thing, and a lot of this leads to this, is a lack of confidence. Because you've got the ideas, you know your work adds value, but in these high stake moments, reviews, stakeholder calls, meetings, or even just in stand ups, something holds you back and you hesitate. You second guess your English. You play it safe, and then you feel frustrated when you get overlooked. This isn't about talent, it's about visibility. And the truth is, if people can't see or hear your impact, they can't reward it. If any of this sounds familiar, trust me, you're not broken. You're just stuck in what I call the invisible expert zone. But here's the good news. Clear communication isn't a gift. It's not a personality type, it's a skill, one you can learn, practice, and master, just like coding. I help multilingual software engineers go from invisible expert to what I call the charismatic coder, someone who speaks clearly, connects confidently, and leads with presence, even in a second language, even if you're not naturally outspoken. So, what does that look like? Imagine this. You're in a high stakes meeting, you speak up, and people listen. You explain your idea once, and it lands. Stakeholders nod, your team aligns, decisions move forward. And all this time, you're calm, you're structured, you sound like someone who belongs in the room, maybe even leading it. So instead of holding back, you're showing up. You're clear and concise, even when you're speaking off the cuff. You're building real connection, not just small talk, but trust and buy in, and you're getting influence. And you're confident and composed, even when English isn't your first language. This is what I call becoming a charismatic coder. This is someone who communicates with clarity, confidence, and connection. So your value is seen, heard, and respected. No acting or pretending you're somebody that you're not, just real skills that you can practice and refine, and this is going to change how people see you. And that's what I help engineers build. So how do we get you there? That's where the Charisma Code comes in. My 8-week signature coaching program built specifically for multilingual software engineers. We don't waste time on fluff or just be more confident type of advice. Instead, we build 3 specific skills, each one designed to get you seen, heard, and respected at work. We kick things off with the confidence code. This is going to help you show up with more presence in meetings, even when you're nervous. So in week 1, for example, you'll craft and record a short professional introduction, which sounds simple, but for many engineers, this is a light bulb moment. You get personalized feedback on your delivery, your tone, your structure, and most importantly, you get an instant boost in self-belief. Some quick wins here for you. Later in the articulation lab, we help you sound sharper, smoother, and more composed using some of my signature techniques. Very simple, because confidence isn't about having a loud voice. It's about sounding like you believe what you're saying. Next, we sharpen how you explain your ideas. That means using structure. I'm going to teach you some frameworks to make things really simple for you that are going to help you to get to the point, speak without rambling or over-explaining, and you'll be able to simplify complex topics without dumbing them down. For example, let's say you're in a stakeholder call and someone asks you to explain your solution. After this module, you'll be able to lay it out clearly, confidently, and persuasively in under 90 seconds. Here's the secret. Fluency, it's not about speed. It's about landing your message with clarity so people remember what you said. Finally, we build your ability to connect and influence, especially when stakes are high. So in Listen to Connect, we practice active listening techniques that go way beyond just being polite and nodding your head. You'll learn to ask questions that build trust, paraphrase naturally, and reflect back ideas so people feel truly heard. Because that real connection, that's not just about what you say, it's about how well you understand others. And when tensions arise, that's where diplomatic disagreement comes in. We use a framework called CLEAR that helps you to speak up, set boundaries, and disagree respectfully without sounding passive or overly confrontational. So imagine being able to give pushback that's welcomed and respected, not brushed off or taken the wrong way. Because if people trust how you speak, they're much more likely to trust what you say. And to bring it all together, we wrap it up with something I call the impact review. This is where we look at your growth side by side. We'll see your first video compared to your final one. We'll see all of the progress you've made in clarity, confidence, and connection. And these habits are going to carry your momentum forward. You'll walk away with a custom communication roadmap, so the progress doesn't stop after 8 weeks, because this isn't just about sounding better. It's about being seen, being heard, and being trusted as the leader you already are. So if you're ready to stop being the invisible expert, these are the 3 skills that make the biggest difference: clarity, confidence, connection. And if you're curious how this could actually work in your situation, with your role, your challenges, your goals, we can have a chat about that. No pressure, just a quick call to figure if this is the right fit for you and what the next steps might look like. So just send me a quick message and I'll let you know how it works. Thanks for watching the video.